This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning. It is 5 o'clock. You early risers out there. Tuesday, October 24th. I'm Ray Collins. And John, it happened about 8:25 last night. We began hearing some noise outside the door, and it began to rain hard. 8:25 last night.
Yeah, there were some flood watches up for areas around Venice, particularly. Really got almost over 3 inches of rainfall.
Wow,
in some
really?
Yeah, a lot of rain. Surprisingly, a lot. And right now, I think those kind of rain showers are done. We are looking at kind of a transition day when we're getting into drier air and certainly some cooler air. But down the road, we may have another big rainfall a day coming up over the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a second. Right now, a lot of clear sky building to the north of us, and we have a frontal boundary located really just over Tampa Bay. That's what that thin line of showers is. So we still have a chance at seeing some rainfall during the morning hours, especially the first half of the day. And then we're going to start to see some of that clearing that you're already seeing taking place in Orlando and Gainesville, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, already seeing sunshine coming their way this morning. We will see a little bit of cloud cover coming our way this morning with about a 20% chance of a spotty bit of drizzle, passing drizzle. That's about it. And then this afternoon, we'll start to notice some clearing take place. And then tonight, the colder air rushes in. We'll talk all about it coming up in a few.
All right, thank you, John. Talk to you soon. Checking first alert traffic now. The only buildup we see there in Manatee County is in the eastbound lane east of the interstate on State Road 70. Nothing much else to speak of at this hour of the day. Otherwise, there's some congestion on Bee Ridge in the westbound lane around Tuttle, and also coming over the Stickney Point Bridge going towards Siesta Key for some reason. Otherwise, all clear at 5:02 on your Tuesday morning. Topping our news, free trees from the city of Sarasota. Our Dwayne Lindo has details of a partnership with the Arbor Day Foundation.
Native vegetation and trees are a huge part of the Arlington Park neighborhood.
Just got it, brand new, little maple.
Resident Mary Ann Bowie just planted hers 2 weeks ago. She says the city of Sarasota's plan to give away 100 trees is great for a mitigation program.
We really need to keep the right tree in the right place. And we really need to replace the trees that have been taken out through development and redevelopment of our properties.
The city of Sarasota's sustainability program educator, Jeff Redenberg, points out that in addition to filtering air, the trees that are provided play an important role.
Provide shade for their house, which will hopefully decrease their electric bill. It'll be more beautiful in their yard. It can reduce water runoff.
According to Vredenberg, money saved throughout the period of time living in the home.
Actually, planting one tree can reduce 2,000 kilowatt hours over the course of that tree's growth in 20 years. That's like saving a month off your electric bill, so it can make a big impact.
Sarasota started the program last spring, giving away 125 trees. Each household can reserve up to one tree, which is delivered to the home. Owners must plant it in a location specified by an online mapping tool.
On the online program, you can see where the best places for shade. So between those two things, you can choose a space in your yard that's suitable both so that it doesn't hit a power line, but also provides maximum shade.
And in order for any resident to plant one of these trees, they're required to find out locations of water, sewer, and power lines.
You should call 411, and then FPL, the power companies, the cable companies, they'll come out and they can mark where you shouldn't bury that tree because you don't want to obviously hit a cable while you're doing it.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
So residents can choose from among 4 types of trees, all of which are native to Florida. They'll continue to pass out these trees until all 100 have been reserved. Police in Bradenton have a new grant to ensure pedestrians and bicyclists in the community stay safe. The grant will provide overtime pay for officers at several intersections in the city that have the most crashes. They'll monitor those areas, aiming to reduce the number of pedestrian, bicycle, and vehicle accidents. The intersections selected for enforcement are Manatee Avenue at 9th Street West, 14th Street West at 21st Avenue, 1st Street at 13th Avenue, and Manatee Avenue at 43rd Street West. Today, the canines of Manatee County are getting a special treat. Petland will donate dog food for all the sheriff's office's canines. This will save Manatee County Sheriff's Office about $10,000 a year. The pet store also offered a discount to the Sheriff's Office canines on other supplies such as toys and shampoo that will add to the savings. We'll have more on the story today at noon. Also happening today, a vigil for victims of substance abuse in Venice. The drug prevention group called NOPE will hold the vigil in Centennial Park. The gathering will honor those who have lost their lives due to drug and alcohol abuse and those who continue to suffer through addiction. NOPE is a nonprofit that provides prevention forums to combat various forms of substance abuse. For more information on tonight's vigil or the organization, you can visit nopetaskforce.com. Well, a story making national headlines affecting 3 schools in Oklahoma. The schools are getting a name change because of their association with Confederate generals. As reporter Cassandra Swiftman tells us, the city voted to rename the schools.
It enlightens me a lot to know that the school is going to be renamed and that change is going to be done.
A decision made by unanimous vote at the school board meeting. Jackson Lee and Standwaite Elementaries will be renamed in the coming months.
And overwhelmingly, the people I've talked to have said, let's move forward, let's get this behind us and move down the road and focus on kids and pick a name that better exemplifies our community.
Not everyone. Larry Logan with the Sons of Confederate Veterans spoke up in front of the board, disheartened to see the names possibly changed.
It's not going to diminish those 3 men. They're wonderful men. It's not going to diminish me for who I am. I'm a proud descendant of a Confederate soldier, and this isn't going to change that.
However, those who supported the effort say they want to see the area's schools named after leaders they don't believe represent hate.
It might make you scared of things right now, because I already know a lot of people are scared of society itself today. So why be scared of the one place where you should be able to be safe, the one place you should be able to learn?
The board looked at costs to change the signage on the schools. Estimates altogether a little more than $40,000. Several board members agree the cost would likely have to fall to private donors.
Then we'll proceed with the process that will hopefully involve parents, students, staff, community members around those schools and Oklahoma City at large to determine what those new names would be.
And that was Cassandra Sweetman reporting. The renaming process will take about 1 year. Over $100 million in low-interest disaster loans have been approved for Florida businesses and residents affected by Hurricane Irma. The U.S. Small Business Administration encourages anyone who has not applied to take action right away. The disaster declaration covers both Manatee and Sarasota counties, which are eligible for physical and economic injury disaster loans from the SBA. Disaster loans are available for businesses of all sizes, most private nonprofit groups, homeowners, and renters to cover uninsured losses from the disaster. A Florida congressperson has a plan she says will protect people in nursing homes. The move comes after nearly a dozen patients died from conditions inside that Hollywood Hills facility last month during Hurricane Irma when they lost power. Congressman Debbie Wasserman Schultz said yesterday she's introducing legislation on Capitol Hill that will mandate that facilities have in place an alternate source of energy capable of powering an HVAC system after a natural disaster for 96 hours.
None of us would choose, if we had any other choice, to put our loved one in a nursing home. But when you do, you are absolutely insistent and have to have the confidence that a nursing home and its nurses and nurses' aides and healthcare professionals are going to be fully committed to keeping your loved one safe.
The legislation also ensures nursing homes are a top priority for power restoration after an outage and faced increased fines if they don't comply with the emergency preparedness rules. She was joined yesterday by relatives of some of the victims. Now, this is similar to a plan that Governor Scott is also pushing, by the way, in the state legislature. The city of Sarasota is granting homeowners money to improve their houses for future storms. The city has received a hurricane loss mitigation grant for about $200,000. They are now accepting applications from eligible residents for hurricane-resistant windows, doors, and roofs. If you're interested in applying, you can find the registration from the city's Facebook page and turn it into one of these locations on your screen: the Newtown Redevelopment Corporation, the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex, the Senior Friendship Center, Selby Library, or the Office of Housing and Community Development. On Capitol Hill, the Senate has given preliminary approval to a hurricane relief package. The estimated cost of that package is more than $36 billion. It will include help to rebuild Puerto Rico, replenish FEMA and the federal flood insurance program. Now, the House approved its version earlier this month. A final vote then is set for today in Washington. It has been 33 days since Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico. FEMA released new numbers on the progress there. 27% still don't have drinking water, 82% don't have power, and almost 4,000 are still in shelters. The island, though, is slowly returning to normal. The majority of supermarkets and gas stations are now open. There's a steady stream of ingoing and outgoing ships and flights, and more than half of telecommunication services are working. And some schools on the island are reopening today for the first time since the storm. Of the more than 1,100 public schools on the island, dozens were badly damaged. Hundreds are serving now as shelters. More than 70 others are used for families who have lost power. Puerto Rico Education Secretary Julia Kelleher said last week that she wanted to resume classes for all as soon as possible, but she wanted to make sure repairs were done first for the safety of the students and the teachers. Month and a half later, all these hurricane stories still.
Yeah, I know. It's a slow process of rebuilding sometimes.
Certainly is, yeah.
We have across our region, still the tropics. We're still watching the tropics. There could be some development down there a little bit later on. So we'll continue to watch that for possible impacts of a heavy rain event this weekend, possibly. We'll talk about that in a second.
Also, first alert traffic, and parents in one school are upset about a scarecrow. What their district superintendent has to say, and later in the hour, the latest on the Niger attacks. Lawyers from both sides are criticizing the Pentagon for being slow to provide answers. Stay with us.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Still warm and humid outside with a 78 degree air temperature and a dew point of 73. And what I'm saying is it's very humid outside. I still haven't seen the dry, cool air move in yet. We had some tremendous rainfall yesterday, actually. Surprisingly so, actually. The heaviest rain falling around the Venice area, over 3 inches. And Sarasota Airport set a new time record for the amount of rainfall on that particular date yesterday at 1.97 inches, almost 2 inches of rainfall. So pretty significant. Across the region right now, south-southwest wind blows at about 8. We'll watch that wind speed kind of picking up a little bit today as a series of fronts passes through the area. It's 74, Wauchula 75, Arcadia 76, Mayaca 78, and Sarasota 78, and Bradenton Parish coming in at 76, 77 in Northport, and 80 at Boca Grande. So the front itself has not even passed through yet. What we saw yesterday was prefrontal rain showers, and in some locations we had some very heavy rainfall. Many places saw 2 inches of rain or better. As I mentioned, some of the reporting stations down around the Venice area showed almost 3-inch rainfalls and even some over 3-inch rainfalls. So some significant moisture in the area yesterday. Now today, the water vapor imagery, which shows where the moisture is, where it is not, shows this kind of tan colorization here. That's the drier air. And the drier air is slowly sinking southward. Right now, the kind of transition zone between the dry air and a little bit more moist air is located basically over us. In fact, it's just to the north of us, the frontal boundary itself, the first frontal boundary, located just over the Tampa Bay region now. That is sinking southward and producing a thin little line of showers that'll be passing through over the course of the morning hours. By the time we get to noon, front number 1 will have passed through, and we'll be watching for that drier air begin to build. It won't be the colder air, though. It'll be slightly cooler, but not cold. The colder air will arrive tonight in the form of another cold front moving through. Winds will start to pick up just a little bit, and our temperatures tonight will be about 15 degrees cooler than they are this morning, coming in around 63 or so. And tomorrow's daytime high, well, probably cooler than this morning's temperature. So some significant cooling taking place within just a 24-hour period. So get ready for it. It's on its way. Breezy today with a slight chance of rain showers, cooler tonight and tomorrow. And then we're watching the weekend weather. Right now, as I mentioned, just a few scattered showers located out in Gulf waters associated with that frontal boundary headed our way. Slight chance of a passing brief shower, nothing really heavy. Here's what we'll watch for the weekend. Hurricane Center giving this area down here about a 50% chance of development and moving northward. Basically what it would mean for us is an increase in moisture that could lead to a potential heavy rainfall on Saturday. It's still too early to tell, too many ifs in the forecast for Saturday, but we'll continue to monitor it and let you know how it's evolving. Northwest wind at about 15 knots, changes tonight to about a 20-knot wind. And we'll watch over the course of the next several days some delightfully cooler, sunny weather moving into the area. Ray?
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Some buildup on State Road 70 east of the interstate in the westbound lane. Otherwise, pretty quiet right now in Manatee County. Farther south, we'll see a buildup on the Bayfront, 41 southbound around Mound as you head toward the 301 split. Otherwise, pretty good there in Sarasota. Farther south, mostly clear at 5:18 now on your Tuesday morning. Just in time for Halloween, there's a scarecrow in California that's causing some controversy. The display is on a school campus, and some say it's disrespectful to President Trump. Reporter Annabelle Munoz has reaction.
Santa Clarita Elementary School is at the heart of a heated debate between parents and community members. This picture of a scarecrow with President Donald Trump's face on it has some calling for a teacher's resignation. On Facebook, one resident wrote, "No matter what your political affiliation is, this was 100% inappropriate for elementary students to see at Santa Clarita Elementary today." Another said it was degrading and teaching children it's okay to disrespect the president. Parents we spoke with today didn't want to go on camera, but the father of a 7-year-old student expressed his concern.
He just came home and said that he saw a scarecrow of Donald Trump in his school. And basically, it's just not the time or the place for things like that to be put up. And he's pretty young. He's, 7 years old in first grade. It's just doesn't seem like the right time or place for it is at his elementary school.
A parent told Eyewitness News the 6th grade classroom voted to depict their scarecrow in this manner. It was displayed along with scarecrows from other classrooms. She believes it's not a big deal. Another parent says he supports the teacher and believes the children are free to express themselves.
The school district said it was made aware of the event over the weekend and will work to ensure something like this does not happen again.
In a statement, the Saugus Union School District Superintendent said in part, the district strives to create a positive learning environment for all children and regrets the concern this has caused, adding it will continue to work to make its campuses accepting places of all perspectives.
All right, 5:20 right now, still ahead on today's Tech Bites. All major wireless companies are rolling out deals to get you away from the iPhone 10. And at 5:30, what former President Jimmy Carter had to say about Donald Trump, and it might surprise you. Those stories and more when we come back.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by your local Honda dealers.
Here's a pretty shot of the Rosemary District looking out toward downtown Sarasota. On this Tuesday, a change in the winds. You might have heard the rain last night. John says more rain perhaps, and also cooler temperatures. Details on the way. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. You can see mine at Ray Collins, ABC7, John Scalzi, ABC7. We each add new information every day that you might get a kick out of, some behind-the-scenes peeks of Good Morning Suncoast. So check it out. 5:23 now on your Tuesday morning. And don't forget, if you want to stay up to date on the latest breaking and local news and see alerts on your phone instantly, or iPhone and iPad, download our news app. Go to the store there, the App Store, and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users will get the new versions automatically. Walmart's Jet.com is rolling out its latest weapon to take on Amazon. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Walmart heats up its battle against Amazon with a new private label business.
The retail giant's online store Jet.com has launched Uniquely J. The brand will offer 50 curated products from cleaning products to coffee.
3 major wireless carriers have announced big discounts on the new iPhone 10. Sprint is offering $350, Verizon and T-Mobile $300.
All require a lease and a trade-in. Apple begins taking pre-orders this Friday.
And Amazon is offering details about the 238 entries it received in hopes of landing the company's second headquarters. Those entries came from 43 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico.
Meanwhile, a group from Little Rock flew this banner over Amazon's home city of Seattle saying, "Hey, Amazon, it's not you, it's us." They say Little Rock doesn't want the traffic an Amazon headquarters would bring.
A little shade from Little Rock. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Lyrica.
To most people, I look like most people. But on the inside, I feel chronic, widespread pain. Fibromyalgia may be invisible to others, but my pain is real.
Fibromyalgia is thought to be caused by overactive nerves. Lyrica is believed to calm these nerves.
I'm glad my doctor prescribed Lyrica.
For some, Lyrica delivers effective relief for moderate to even severe fibromyalgia pain and improves function. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions, suicidal thoughts, or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worse depression, unusual changes in mood or behavior, swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects: dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who've had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
With less pain, I can do more with my family.
Talk to your doctor today. See if Lyrica can help.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, a former president ready to roll his sleeves up to help President Trump on a major issue. An unusual discovery in a package delivered in Orlando. We'll tell you what Amazon later did for the confused couple. And getting in the Hollywood Halloween spirit in Key West. The tales of Fantasy Fest, those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
October the 24th, 5:30. Good morning, I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi already has his Halloween costume picked out. Going this year as a
weatherman.
Weatherman. You know, you do that very well every day. That's no disguise.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We are looking at some showers possibly this morning as a frontal boundary located just to the north of us around Tampa Bay. That's what that line of showers coming out of Pinellas County is. That frontal boundary will be sinking southward into our neck of the woods over the course of the morning hours, bringing a quick passing shower and then a wind shift and some cooler weather eventually over the next 12 to 36 hours. Today's daytime high will be a little bit cooler than yesterday's daytime high, and we will see a little bit more sunshine in the second half of the day. You can already see the clearing taking place across North Florida. Then another front will move through tonight. That one will significantly lower our temperatures. We'll talk all about that coming up in just a few. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Some buildup there on 70 close to 301. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south there, a little slowdown along the bayfront as you get past the Sailor and Nurse statue in Maine and Ring Lane and Orange and Osprey as you head toward 301. Also Bee Ridge Road in the eastbound lane around McIntosh. Be aware of that. Farther south now on the maps, pretty clear, although we do see a buildup there on the 681 on-ramp towards 75. So brace yourself for that possibility. Otherwise, pretty good at 5:31 on your Tuesday morning. Our top story for the first time, we're hearing new information now about the exact timing of the attacks on 4 U.S. soldiers in Niger. ABC's Serena Marshall has more from Washington.
It's the first chilling account of a mission gone wrong. It all began October 3rd for a reconnaissance mission considered so low risk they didn't have armored vehicles or drones.
The assessment was that contact with the enemy was unlikely.
But that low-risk mission changed, a senior intelligence official tells ABC News, to a kill or capture mission of a high-value target with ties to both al-Qaeda and ISIS. The next morning, awake more than 24 hours, leaving this village 50 miles from base. Something went terribly wrong.
Mid-morning on October 4th, the patrol began to take fire as they were returning to their operating base.
They'd only gone a few hundred yards when 50 militants attacked, using rocket-propelled grenades and heavy machine guns.
1 hour after taking fire, the team requested support. My judgment would be that unit thought they could handle the situation without additional support.
An unarmed drone arrived within minutes of that call. 30 minutes later, French military aircraft moved in, and 2 hours later, French planes on the scene. When it was over, 4 Americans killed by the ISIS-linked militants, 3 evacuated immediately, but 1, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson, still missing, his wife seeking answers.
Why it took them 48 hours to find my husband.
And another soldier's family also speaking out. Staff Sergeant Dustin Wright's family saying in a statement, "Our hope through this tragedy is to discern where, if any, mistakes were made and to fix them going forward."
President Trump has yet to answer any questions about the specifics of the ambush, but one of the survivors tell us if it wasn't for the French, it's unlikely anyone would have survived that night. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump may have found an unlikely ally in former Democratic President Jimmy Carter. In a recent New York Times interview, Carter defended Trump and offered to help on a key foreign policy issue. The 93-year-old said he'd be willing to visit North Korea on Trump's behalf amid ongoing nuclear tensions. The White House said it is open to discussing a role for the former president on North Korea. You might recall Carter helped defuse the first North Korean nuclear crisis, paving the way for a 1994 deal in which Pyongyang pledged to give up its nuclear weapons in return for aid. And while he said he thinks Trump is deepening racial divisions in our country, he at least agreed on one issue, saying that NFL players should stand for the national anthem. According to the CDC, more than 1,000 patients each day are treated in emergency rooms for the opioid overdose crisis. ABC's Katie Brooks spoke with a man in Virginia that's doing his part to battle the crisis.
I know the struggle.
Joseph Hamilton says he spent years with a girlfriend who abused prescription drugs.
And I told her one day, I said, I'm going to come up with something you can't argue with. The doctor's going to know exactly how you're taking your medicine, and you ain't going to be able to get it until it's due.
Sadly, that day didn't come soon enough.
The last time she was on life support, she didn't come back.
For the last 7 years, Hamilton spent $70,000 of his own money to invent a pill bottle that is computer programmed to dispense one pill at a time. The bottle will eventually be connected to software that can alert doctors or law enforcement if the seal is broken or pills are missing.
It can be recorded every time and date that the pill comes out, and even where they were at with the GPS in it to where they took it at.
There will even be fingerprint recognition to be sure the person taking the medicine is the person who has the prescription. Hamilton got the patent 3 months ago and says a pharmaceutical company approached him and offered him more than $1 million for the patent to keep the bottles off the market. He refused, saying this is too important for him to sell out and be silenced now.
People are dying every day. People are losing their kids, losing their husband, their wife, their parents, their lives to opioids.
Good for him. That was Katie Brook reporting. Opioid abuse has become widespread across the country, especially in Manatee and Sarasota counties. President Trump said last week he'll soon declare a crisis and a national emergency on this issue. One family is in jail today for their string of alleged robberies to feed their drug addiction. A woman and her 2 children have been arrested in connection to several armed robberies on Long Island. Several knife-point robberies within the last month in Suffolk County. The daughter is at the center of the crimes while her mother and brother drove the getaway car.
She was the primary perpetrator. She would go in and essentially purchase an item or purport to purchase an item, and then when at the cashier she would brandish a pocket-sized knife and demand cash.
Police say the family committed these crimes to feed their drug addiction. Meantime, a doctor is at the center of an opioid investigation in Pennsylvania. He is accused of illegally selling prescriptions. Yesterday, the FBI raided 6 urgent care centers, at least 2 of them owned by this doctor.
It's about time they crack down on stuff like this. We don't need this in any neighborhood, especially when you got kids around.
DEA and FBI agents removed boxes of evidence from the facilities and covered the glass doors from sight. One of the clinics was raided last year. The doctor has been in federal custody now for 2 months. Back in Florida, the mayor of Tampa is saying he is not quick to use the phrase serial killer to describe the killer in connection to the recent deaths in Seminole Heights. 3 shooting deaths in 10 days have police baffled. But the mayor, Bob Buckwarn, says there is not enough evidence to tie the 3 homicides to one person.
The neighborhood literally has risen to the challenge, and they've said in no uncertain terms, evil's not going to win. That we're not going to let this person hold us hostage and hold us in fear.
And the fact that there have been 3 murders in this area in such a short amount of time, when that's very unusual, and using the same style of method to kill, it would appear to be a serial killer, at least by the standard definition.
Well, the police chief last night said everyone right now is a suspect at this point. The only lead they have is that grainy surveillance video showing a person of interest spotted near the scene of the first homicide. Officials in Jacksonville are investigating the death of a 3-year-old boy whose body was found in an underground water tank Sunday at a park. Amari Harley disappeared while attending a birthday party with family and friends. After several hours of searching, officials found the boy's body later Sunday evening. Amari's relatives said they don't know how he could have gotten in that tank. It's not clear if the openings to the tank were properly covered or not. An Orlando couple got an unexpected and unwarranted surprise in their Amazon delivery. They ordered plastic storage bins, but the bins came with, wait for it, 65 pounds of marijuana. Police seized the drugs and launched an investigation. It has been shipped by Amazon's warehouse by UPS from a facility in Massachusetts.
We were still pretty fearful that our home would be broken into, and we didn't actually sleep there for a few days.
The couple received a $150 gift card from Amazon with a message saying they're not able to do anything else at this time. Orlando police are still investigating. No reason to investigate this. Several thousand zombies invaded Key West for the zombie bike ride yesterday. It was part of Key's annual Fantasy Fest. It's the first major event since Hurricane Irma struck the island last month. More than 6,000 biked along the beaches, the streets, wearing face paint, gory, tattered garments, typical of zombie lore. and offbeat accessories that range from top hats to tutus. Fantasy Fest continues through Sunday with dozens of masquerades, parties, and costume competitions. I think you've been there, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah, I went a couple times
fun.
myself. Oh, I had a great time. Twice.
Always a good time to be had.
Wanted to go this year, but time got away from me.
Yeah. Well, plus, you know, things got crazy down there.
They certainly did, that's true.
We have some pleasant weather shaping up for you this afternoon. Some changing weather we'll talk about in just a moment.
Also still ahead, first alert traffic, and in today's Health Smart, a psychologist explains why people tend to fall into comfort eating this time of year and offers some tips on how to overcome it.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
78-degree air temperature, dew point coming in at 73. We have a mix of clouds and clear sky out there right now, and a line of showers extending out of Pinellas County. 75 degrees in Parrish, Mayaca, 75, 74 Arcadia, 76 Northport, 77 in Venice, 78 in Bradenton. We had some heavy rainfall around yesterday. Cooper in south central Sarasota says he has 3 inches of rainfall. Many places in Venice also did, and lots of folks saw 2-inch rainfalls or better, according to our Doppler radar estimates of rainfall. We're looking at the satellite view here of the water vapor imagery, which shows you the swirls and motions in the atmosphere where the moisture is where it is not. And right now, the moisture is not in this area that's colorized as tan. That's where front number 1 has already come through and some drier air filtering in back behind it. It's located just about over us now. And behind it, we'll have some clearing skies that'll occur later on this afternoon. Front number 1 moves through by lunchtime today. And then front number 2 comes through tonight. That is the one that will have the significantly cooler air back behind it, dropping our nighttime temperatures into the 60s from where they are now, which is in the mid to upper 70s in most places. So front number 1 comes through tonight, and that will be accompanied, or comes through this afternoon, and that will be accompanied by some clearing skies. Front number 2 coming through tonight will be accompanied by some gusty winds. Right now, there are some showers associated with front number 1 located just over Tampa Bay, but front number 2 coming through probably by dawn tomorrow will not have a lot of rainfall associated with it. Just a little bit of extra cloud cover perhaps for a brief period of time. So breezy with a slight rain chance today, especially during the morning hours. Then cooler tonight and tomorrow, and then we'll be watching the weekend weather for some possible moisture that'll be lifting up out of the tropics. There's that line of showers that I mentioned coming out of Pinellas County. That's our actual front, and it is producing some scattered showers, although I think as it heads closer and closer to us, we'll see less and less impact from that line as it begins to break apart, sinking southward. So we'll put in about a 20% chance of rain. Hurricane Center gives this cluster of showers down to the south of us about a 50% chance of developing over a 5-day period. We'll watch that lift north, perhaps bringing more moisture to Florida. But the thing is that by the time it lifts north into Gulf waters, another frontal boundary will be approaching, which will again knock our temperatures back down for Sunday and not allow this system to develop into too much more than just a lot of moisture. So the future rainfall forecast shows those first line of showers moving through today, then some clearing, then the second frontal boundary coming through by tomorrow morning, producing perhaps a few scattered areas of drizzle, mostly in Gulf waters. And then that's it. Then we're looking at some cooler weather and some beautiful weather. So for boaters today, watch for increasing winds during the overnight, and over the next several days, some cooler, sunnier skies. Back to you.
Traffic building now on State Road 70 east of the interstate as you head eastbound, getting past the Lorraine area and Lakewood Ranch. Farther south now, we'll check the map in Sarasota County. Still seeing a buildup there along the Bayfront and the 41-301 split. And also there 41 south just beyond Clark Road as you head past Stickney Point. Let's check the southern map and see one little blip there in Venice as you head toward Nokomis just north of the bypass at 41. In this hour's Health Smart, some of the genetic causes of breast cancer just became more clear. Researchers around the world combined forces, and they discovered 72 previously unknown gene mutations that can lead to the development of breast cancer. The new discoveries add to previous research. That brings the total number of known genetic patterns associated with breast cancer to nearly 180. One of the study's authors says a woman with the newly discovered mutations faces a 5 to 10% higher risk of developing breast cancer. Days are getting shorter, it's getting darker earlier, and there's a bit of a chill in the air, all of which can lead to feeling a little more depressed at this time of year. Doctors say fall season can often be a trigger for those who struggle with comfort eating. Dr. Susan Albers from the Cleveland Clinics recommends taking advantage of foods like apples and pumpkins for healthier options to comfort foods. Research has shown that eating an entire apple before a meal can help reduce your appetite by 15%. And your Halloween pumpkin can be more than just a decoration on your front porch.
Take advantage of all the pumpkins around. Instead of throwing away those pumpkin seeds when you scrape out your jack-o'-lantern, you can roast them, put some salt, some seasoning. They are filled with zinc and tryptophan, which help to regulate your serotonin level, which is a feel-good chemical.
Another way to help beat the fall blahs, Dr. Albers says that if you're used to taking a walk after dinner and it's getting too dark, try going before dinner so you still get some time outside in the fresh air. A leading vegetable supplier in California is recalling products that might have been tainted with listeria. The company identified the issue in a random sampling test. Now they're voluntarily recalling bags of mixed produce. They're sold in several supermarkets across the U.S. and in Canada, and some of those markets include Walmart, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. The company said the recall is being done out of an abundance of caution, and it is cooperating with the U.S. and Canadian health officials. Still ahead, your top local news headlines. And a man in New York broke not one, but 2 Guinness World Records. One for the most pumpkin smashed, the other, we'll tell you in a second.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Welcome back. 5:53 now. Checking headlines on the Suncoast as you awaken this morning. Sarasota is teaming up with the Arbor Day Foundation to give away 100 trees to residents. The program is being funded by the city's tree removal surcharge. A new grant will help police in Bradenton work closer on protecting bikers and pedestrians. They'll focus on the most dangerous intersections there. And a vigil is set for tonight in Centennial Park in Venice. At issue, the area's growing opioid epidemic. One last check of traffic this hour. You still see a problem there on State Road 70 east of the interstate, eastbound around the Lorain area of Lakewood Ranch. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Bayfront still slow. Take 301 if you have a choice. Also a blip there at Bee Ridge Road in the westbound lane as you approach Honore. And farther south, we'll check that map now and see one little thing there. Looks like it's northbound around Venice heading toward Nokomis. And finally, a new Guinness record for most pumpkins smashed in 1 minute with a hammer. The record was set by Ashrita Furman from New York City. The previous record, 15 pumpkins. Yesterday, he smashed 31.
And I'm really happy. It's a great workout. I mean, obviously you can't do this all the time, but man, it's a really good workout.
He's still out of breath. Furman said his plans for the pumpkins, pumpkin pie, of course. He also set the record for the most caramel-coated popcorn balls caught in his mouth in 1 minute. Now that's impressive. You know, the old days Guinness records were fastest 50-yard dash. You know, now it's these ridiculous categories.
Yeah, I know, and I'm amazed at how they keep track of all these categories. And when does a pumpkin actually get smashed? Does it have to actually crack in half? Or I'm sure there must have been a judge there to determine
I'm
that.
sure, and he doubled from 15 to 31 the record. He's really talented at doing this.
Apparently so.
I don't get it. So we've got a bit of a change in the weather locally, huh?
Yep, we're going to see a few scattered showers around this morning, it looks like, and that will be followed by some clearing taking place this afternoon, then windy tonight, and then much cooler tomorrow.
You've been bracing us for a while.
Yeah, it's going to look good.
I went out and bought a scarf and mittens yesterday.
Yeah, you're ready to go, huh?
I'm
Got
ready.
your boots, your mucklucks?
The kid from Buffalo is bracing for this, down to the 50s. All right, we'll have more news after this.